I'm Megan Donnelly, founder of Breast Over Bottles, a place where moms, lactation consultants, and breastfeeding advocates go to bring breastfeeding back to the modern world. So today we're going to talk about how to know when your newborn is getting enough. This is really frustrating and confusing for a lot of moms. We're used to bottle feeding, so we want to see that volume. We want to know exactly how much our baby's getting, so it can get really frustrating. So we're going to go over some ways you can tell that your baby's getting enough without having to have that visual cue. So when your baby's first born, you're probably not going to feel any heaviness or any difference in your breast, and you're going to feel like there's nothing in there. That's totally normal, and that's the way things are meant to be. Your baby's tummy is really small in the beginning. It can't hold a big volume, so therefore you're not producing a huge amount of milk in the first couple days. And the reason for that is because the baby's tummy is so tiny. So let's talk about the first couple days of life and what a baby's tummy size actually is. So on day 1, a baby's tummy is about the size of a cherry. And that holds about 5 to 7 milliliters of breast milk per feeding. On day 2, a baby's tummy is going to be about the size of a walnut and hold about 22 milliliters of breast milk. And then around day 10, your baby's tummy is going to be about the size of a large egg, and it'll hold about 2 to 3 ounces of breast milk. So as you can see, the baby's tummy is not very big, so you're not feeling a lot of changes. The baby just doesn't need a big volume in the beginning. So how can you know if baby's getting enough? So one of the things you can look for is your baby should be eating about 8 to 12 times in a 24-hour period. And every baby's gonna have a little bit of weight loss. So about 7 to 10% is considered normal weight loss, and there's really no need to be concerned. And then about 3 days out after you've given birth, you'll start to feel those changes in your breast. You'll start to feel heavier. You'll notice an increase in milk supply, and then your baby should start regaining that birth weight. So once the baby starts regaining birth weight, you have about 2 weeks for them to get up to what their birth weight was. So it'll be like a slow regain, but as long as they're gaining and they meet those milestones, then they're doing good. So a good rule of thumb is your baby's day of life will match how many diapers they have. So in the first 24 hours, your baby should have 1 wet and 1 stool. On the second day, should have 2 wet, 2 stools. And on your third day, 3 wet, 3 stools. And that'll go on until you feel that increase in milk supply. So for most women, their milk supply is going to increase between 3 and 5 days. And then your baby's output is also going to increase. So around 3 to 5 days, your baby should start having about 6 to 8 wet diapers. And usually they'll have like 2 or 3 stools a day at least, but that's going to vary a little bit. So just look for lots of wet diapers. And then as your baby gets older, if he continues to gain and he's having lots of output, that's a good sign that he's doing well. What goes in must come out. So if you have any questions or concerns and you're still worried, maybe your baby's not meeting those milestones, or maybe they are and you're still worried, it's always a good idea to contact your certified lactation consultant or get in touch with your baby's pediatrician. For more information, go ahead and check out the links we have posted below, or you can post a question on our discussion board and get some tips and advice from other successful breastfeeding moms.